Okay, yeah, this is video two. I apologize. Uh, I did not know it stops the broadcast once I switch games. So yeah, that's what happened. Um, okay. Dun, 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 dun. Now, yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Again, like I didn't know that it drops the stream once I switch games. So yeah. All right. I am. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything you want me to talk about, just put it into the comments and I will talk about that. Neza. And actually, do I have any other weapon I really want to play with right now? I put way too much energy. Oh, there you go. Yep, there we go. That's my weapons. All right.
Operator, the system needs you. Will you begin another mission?
I think I probably need to get on like that whole Rick and Morty streaming and commentary. I've seen tons of channels just pop up and do well just talking about Rick and Morty. It's like Dark Logos talks about the philosophy of Rick and Morty. He joins the other commentators like Wisecrack and New Rock Stars and everyone else trying to get AdSense money. Talking about Rick and Morty. Yep, so if you have any questions or anything you want me to talk about, put it in the comments below. And I didn't mean to drop everybody. I just, I did not want to have everyone sit through me farming Black Manta's gear and stuff in Injustice. Because that was just going to be me putting Black Manta on autopilot through the training mode thing. And I know people would be like, well, that would suck, and I didn't come in here to watch that. And that's true. You didn't come here to watch that. Now, I went into a farm mission with basic weapons, and I forgot to set this to public. So you were probably about to watch me get wrecked. So, yeah. Warframe, the free Destiny, as I like to put it, the free-to-play Destiny. But anyway, so like if we look at the implications of let's talk real briefly about the implications of the X-Men ID cards, because I think that's a big deal. So first off, we already know we're going to get Colossus. I think the next thing that we can pretty much bet, we're going to get a Wolverine. He's either, I don't think he's going to give Regen. I think he's going to give Blaze Claw's Fangs or something like that. Or a Flurry if you can use Blaze. Like, he's going to be one of those characters. Okay. So we're going to get some like Super Pimp Wolverine or something. And then it's going to be like real name James Howlett, Logan, whatever else, like his 8 Patch, like when he was called Patch, like his 20 other aliases that he's had, because every writer wants to say what Wolverine's true name is or whatever. I don't know why. And yeah, I'm not using any superpowers this guy has, unfortunately, right now, because I'm just sort of focusing on talking. So there, if the round had ended, that means, yep, there's somebody that's stuck. Yep. Yep. There's always one that's stuck. And then it shows you the last one that's on the map. But so you come back. Okay, yeah, if they're doing away with real names, I haven't seen the. I forgot. I think it's just like name Wolverine, and then it's going to be like Phoenix or something. Whatever they're trying to do.
Your lack of honor has brought this upon you.
Really, my lack of honor decided that you're going to jump me in the middle of my mission. Yep. Yep. So for people that don't play Warframe, what just happened was you can pick syndicates, and if you work with one syndicate, the opposite syndicate gives you the finger. And then the more you work with the syndicate you like, they give you better and better stuff up into a point where their opposing rival syndicate will start jumping you in missions. At random, you know, there's no warning like, look, we told you to stop, we got you, you know, like none of that. So yeah, so that's why I just got space jumped and died, because this character is not maxed. Like if you look in the upper right, he's level 17. And I don't even have half of my good mods in him because I'm just leveling this frame for experience. I do not like this character. I think he's horrible. I think he's probably one of the worst characters they've built. They designed for this game. He's really only good, in my opinion, for one thing, and that's going and hunting for I-10 statues, which are like these statues that you trade them in for like stuff to level up your mods. That's it. That's the only reason you play this character. He's good for very little. Let's see, I'm doing this little rave dance. But anyway, and yeah, so he throws his little disc of power. But he's the blazing chakra. He's it's also a male Warframe. Don't let the ribbons and androgynous body fool you. It's a little boy, or it's a male. That's all I know. It's a male. Anyway, but them getting rid of real names is important. But you just say like, hey, here's a Wolverine ID card, here's that and the other. I think that's great. I think it does a couple of cool things. I think the first thing is it reins in the freaking ID cards. Okay? So there's no more Cosmic Spider-Man. Like, Cosmic Spider-Man's got bigger stuff to do than hang out with the Avengers, okay? He's got to go and save the universe. I forgot, what was the name of that one thing that possesses people that he had with the cosmic power? I forgot what it was. Anyway, Captain Universe. Captain Universe, that's it. Because I think Cosmic Spider-Man is when he had the Captain Universe powers. I think. But anyway, because they had Captain Universe Hulk as well. Yeah, I'm getting out of here.
Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
But yeah, I think if they rein in ID cards, if they're doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on ID cards, this is going to be great. Just making it so they're not as abusive. But they have a new problem, which is now that you know how people are playing ID cards and how ID cards are being used, you need to now decide, okay, and be mindful of every character that you design with an ID card character's name. they're going to be used as ID card in meta. Like, you have to think about that, because if you fail to think about that as a game designer, I feel like you're wasting our time and money. Because, like, for example, if we get more characters that start the game with X tokens and blah 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 blah, and that's what makes them work, but they're also the only character that can be summoned in on that ID, then why make the ID? You know, like, realistically, like, why make the ID? Why waste our times? You know, our time singular, not times. You know, why waste our time? Because realistically, I think they don't pay attention enough to some of the bigger details. Let's see. Okay. All right. Plains of Eidolon reveal. Okay, whatever. All right. Let's do this again. After this one farm, I'll go and do a mission, because it actually will be more interesting than me and a few other people sitting around just defending a casket. Welcome, new person. If you have a comment or a question, just go ahead and put it in. Just talking random stuff while playing video games. So, yeah. And I always just sort of randomly do this. It's been a couple months since I've done the last one.
Our position has been compromised.
Yeah.
Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive.
Yeah. I like these dogs. They open stuff up for you, like hidden crates and stuff. So I have a cat. Now, the cat in this game is stupid. The cat will open up the crates for me, plus steal stuff off of people. It's great. Let's see. I got text messages out the butt. Okay. Alright. So, now some people need to learn. They gotta bring a certain base level of inspiration and stuff to start awesome. Like, I tend not to bring level 1 frames into the car mission, mainly because they don't have like enough base powers to actually help themselves. But yeah. Okay, here we go. Christopher Crilly. Now, please bear with me. Like, the PlayStation barely limits the comments, so it breaks up stuff. So it says Iron Rick Jones and Rick Jones ID card, 2 shifts of a company that never see each other. Yeah, you're right. You're right on that one. Iron Rick Jones, it's not even the best ID card. But here, let's take Rick Jones for example. Okay, they didn't think this mechanic through when they designed Rick Jones. Now, no, this is even the same set. Rick Jones brings in his freaking pogs. You can't bring in your pogs with the Rick Jones ID card. Okay, you can't. So what's the purpose of having the Rick Jones ID card from that set if the only, Rick Jones that you could bring in is that Rick Jones? And it's like, well, look, Dark Logos, I can bring in Rick Jones and he grants me this TK and these inspirations and stuff. Oh crap, Stalker. I think the Stalker's here. Sorry, like, there's another guy, yeah, there's another guy in this game that jumps people. This guy here, he jumps people. And he'll go into missions when you're the absolute weakest and then gank you. Yep. So I'm going to try to res this guy. Hopefully he killed his target. Yep, he killed his target. So he'll come in, and if you kill a boss in game, he'll come in and kill you. I met you in Tulsa for Estates. I love the channel. Happy to hear your voice through this slow clicks period. Oh, thanks. You probably met me in Tulsa, not for States though, because I haven't been to Tulsa. I haven't been to Oklahoma State, but I have been to Tulsa a lot. Probably saw me for a Super Q or a regional. Now, like again, when I was playing Injustice, great places, you know, Krypton Comics, you know, up in Omaha. I'm not kissing up to Devin, even I know him personally. But Devin's cool video. But that's a good, well-run video, well-run venue. This is a lot more difficult while you're playing a game and talking. Because normally when I'm doing this, I'm just staring at a blank screen. And it's easier just to talk. And then you have Dice Addiction in Tulsa. That's a good place to go. My venue in Springfield, they got better. They've gotten better. I give them props on that. They've gotten better. I forgot the name of the store. You know. But what was this? I forgot. Game Goblins. Been there too. They're a nice store to go to. Like, I really wish that there was just a list of like, hey man, these are great stores to go to. You know, be on the lookout for if these stores throw events. They throw great rocks or whatever else. You know. Okay. All right, I'm gonna keep battling.
Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting?
Level up here. Or I hit the wrong thing and didn't do that. All right. Will Holland texts me because I know him personally. He says Black Manta is a boss. Keep wrecking with him. And then PJ Bolin has let me know that he has made top 8. Going to likely lose to Easton. His build is very good against me. So I'm rooting for you, PJ. I am rooting for you. But PJ had a very interesting team with Unimind. And I'll maybe talk about it in the future. I don't want to talk about it right now because that would require me to access materials I really can't access right now. Alright, no, okay, I need to upgrade. So I got like 21 points here. Impact, puncture. Like, there's no really good puncture mods. Already got them in there. And the status, yeah, the status is a little high. So status just lets you use your fancy stuff, like your viral and your lightning and cold and fire and all other stuff. See, like, this weapon really doesn't have a lot of impact and doesn't have a lot of slash, which most of the good, like, melee, like, mods, they do a lot of slash damage. And I don't want to put, like, this one here, I don't want to put that sucker in there because it's lame. And it would fill up most of my slots too. And these are expensive. You save these for weapons that primarily are good in energy damage or status damage or whatnot.
Operator,
okay.
Are you enjoying the view?
And electricity. And I got 5 points. Not that. Alright. Alright, I'll put in Berserker. There we go. Thing I like about this over Destiny, my sword doesn't have ammo.
Operator, you have remembered well.
You know, like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why does my sword have ammo? So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a void mission here. I'm gonna pick something. It's a little challenging. Actually, I'm gonna go back to solo. I'm gonna go. Yeah, because what ends up happening in these missions, you start playing, you get your groove going, and then somebody's like, I gotta go eat. I'm tired. I've got all the stuff I want. They're getting too hard. But I can't talk because I have a super high mastery in this game. So I've got weapons that are legendary level. They could sing a folk tale about some of my weapons.
A lone tunnel operative is raiding this ship for supplies.
Now I'm also trying to level up my dog. Oh, I forgot to level up my dog.
Trigger the alarm.
Oh gosh. I need to put more stuff in my dog. I focused on my sword. These pistols are strong. So you want to talk about legendary weapons, these guns.
They've turned off critical life support systems.
Okay, so
I suspected they might try this. Stand by for support. I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
So anybody that's posting in the comments, what do you want to see WizKids do for WKOs? Should they do big prize support, or is this small prize support something you all like to see? Does this actually seem better? They got rid of pre-releases, as well. Are you happy about that? Are you yeah, make it more accessible but smaller? It's not this big, huge deal. I dislike this character so much.
Tenno, prepare for life support.
So I'm gonna throw this shotgun. And he's... No, he died. Okay, he died. I'm gonna throw the shotgun again. Nope, see, he's still alive. I hit you with this power, and it's clearly one of the main bases of this character. And it doesn't kill anything. And these are low-level guys.
Additional life support has arrived.
Anyway, let's see. Yeah, okay, Christopher Curley says it might feel more laid back since there's so few of them. And I wish, since there's so many of them, it may feel a little bit more laid back. I see where you're coming from. But, when the first time I went to Nebraska, I was like, yo, man, we gonna be the most beastest dudes here. I don't gotta deal with my teammates. I'm gonna be the only one up here. There's no rock people over here.
Get ready for a capsule.
No. It was like a mini super cube, as many rock people as ever there. So it all depends. Because definitely if you're down south, yeah, you're bound to see Easton Brock. You might as well bet that, if Easton Brock is within 3 hours of your venue, hell, maybe even 6, he's probably going to show up to your event.
Life support capsule
so you can't take that lightly. So let's see. Janet Shop says any prize support that eventually is made for the general public, to get eventually, even with the format of convention exclusives, is fine by me. I agree with that. That's why I was hoping that the con exclusives, they were going to be con exclusives for this time for the WKOs. But since they're not, I'm a little bit sad. But like I said before in the Injustice stream, the main reason WizKids is sort of stepping back is saying, look, come to these events, come to, you know, our big cons, because you're not guaranteed to get this stuff later. You know, you're not guaranteed to get Zeus later. I mean, hell, I thought that. And then them throwing this curveball is huge. Dennis Chavez also writes, only say that because I don't want to lose out on characters I love. Yeah, I don't like them doing certain characters and they only show up in con exclusives. I get it. You know, you don't put like Ma Hunkle as a con exclusive. You know, she's not that well known of a character, but if you read JSA, you know who she is. I think she's like Red Tornado, like the first Red Tornado or something like that. You know, you don't gimp her out. Like you don't, you know, make that player base that love like those old JSAs, and they got that trait, you know, of like classic JSA, you know, when they were a kid from Barnes and Noble, you know. Yeah, I remember Barnes and Noble. All right, so we're going to, I'm gonna try to see if I can get, I got it for Bomb Prime. Helios Prime Cerebellum. I would love to get that. But yeah, like give me some, don't, and I hate to say it like this, give me some generics. Like, give me Argus, you know, Future Agent or something like that. Maybe once or twice. And then what folks would be like, oh my gosh, they're generic. And you take that back. No. We would all flip a brick. Flip a brick, crap it, come back to it, maybe even eat it after we did all those things, okay? Warding Halo. Firewalker. Oops. See this little trail of fire? It means almost nothing. Almost nothing. Anyway, going back. I think there has to be a balance of the type of characters that they do for these events, and then I gotta be honest, since we haven't seen Con in your store for a while, I think they've gotten a grasp of how much product they need to be profitable. So I think that's something too. Yeah, I am gunning for their heads though, while, you know, rolling like directly in their face. So I think there's some positives that we can see there. Okay, there we go. But I also think now, and this isn't just me saying this as a competitive player, I think now this is the grand lesson to casuals, which is, and it sounds trolly when I say it, but it's like, get good, homie. Get good. Now note these X-Men, oh crap, I lost my Halo. These X-Men characters, bastard stole my Halo. These X-Men characters we are going to get them in the X-Men set, so you don't have to freak out. But man, if they were WizKids exclusive, WizKids open exclusive, oh man, everybody would be like, oh, WizKids hates casuals. I can't believe they made a figure that I spent $800 to buy because it was for Fall WizKids Open only. Oh my gosh. How dare PJ Boland sell it to me for $85? PJ has a bunch of doubles after these things. So, like, I'm not trolling him. I'm just using him as an example. But he ends up being nice on his trades, so shout out to PJ Bolin. And if you see him in a trade group, you know, he's bound to hook you up. He'll be fair. He'll be fair to you. So, let's see. Christopher writes again. What's your take on the resurgence of the X-Men stuff? If you think they might sneak in some what if stuff in that. If what if, I think is Age of Apocalypse. If you want to call that what if, I think we might get some Age of Apocalypse. We might. I don't think we're going to get a bunch of what if. I think what's interesting is, like, my problem with X-Men and what if is usually like nothing major changes. It's like, what if, you know, X-Men lost Inferno? Like, well, there are a bunch of Doom people running around. You know, that's pretty much it. That's what happens as X-Men lost Inferno. You know, I think another storyline, if you were to do it, and I need to get to the life support. I don't need to finish the mission to find out what's inside, Lotus. I know what's inside the moment it opens up here, and I finish this section.
The longer you fight, no,
Lotus. No, not yet. I need to get to the thing. There it is. Yay. Yeah, like what if Colossus had a goatee, Devin points out. But if you come back to the X-Men implications for Tigress Prime, the implications of X-Men, I think the huge deal with that is the Marvel is winning some fight somewhere. Either that or the guy that was just like choke out Sony is not being listened to anymore. Like, something's going on. Disney's like, and this is my opinion. This is not me with any sort of insider news. I think Disney's just getting tired. And if you look at Marvel Comics right now, they are horrible. You are going to need more reactant if you want to. And some people might say they're SJW Marvel and all the other stuff. Whatever. It's horrible. Life support activated. You look at how the characters are drawn. You look at the stories. You look at the dialogue. It's all bad. From my opinion, it's pretty much just bad. And I sneak into the comic book store. I read some stories now and then. I don't tell everybody. And I go online and I'll read some comics, okay? But it's not good. And you have the whole Secret Empire crap. And I just told my mom, like, the current state of Marvel Comics. And I said, like, imagine that you're a parent and you're introducing your kids to comic books. And they love Captain America. Do you want them to come in and then see Captain America as a Nazi? Like, with all the things that are going on in the world right now, do you really want to see Captain America as an agent of Hydra? You know, no, you don't. You don't want to introduce your kids to that. You don't want to find out, like, Iron Man fought a character that you know nothing about, that the Marvel movie cinematic universe hasn't introduced yet. And then, you know, that character killed Iron Man, who you've been loving for all this time. You know, and that now Iron Man gave his money and his technology to some unknown black girl that he didn't even know, but has been secretly stalking, you know, using the internet. You know, you don't want to hear that Hawkeye killed Hulk. And yes, I did read that comic. That was horrible. It wasn't well written. I feel like that should have never happened. That was just bad. So, you know, and the only person that's alive is Black Widow. Like, really, you know. So there's a whole bunch of things that right now, like in the state of comics, it's just bad. And then I hate to say it, like, with
That
them
should
trying
keep
to
you
kill
going
off
for a
the
while.
X-Men, the only thing Marvel did was just get more hate because they involve the fans in the business deal, and you never involve your fans in the business deal like up front. You know, you talk to them like, hey, you know, what's the best way we can get this to you? Or, you know, y'all like X way over Y way of getting your daily, you know, dose of blank or whatever. That's different versus, hey, look, when we were poor and struggling, and we were making more money from our books, but we weren't making, you know, tons of money, and we had problems, and because we couldn't, you know, figure some stuff out, even though we were the cause of the problem, because we made 18 different covers to every freaking book. Note my gun rage on that. You know, and we acted irresponsibly. We made bad business deals. Yeah, and I mean, like, if they recognize that they put themselves into that position, that they should do their best not to put themselves in that position. Okay?
You are running out of time. Consider extraction.
And I say this, like, seriously. If the majority of people that are buying your product are 18 to 35-year-old males, then target to 18 and 35-year-old males. Okay? Don't be like, it's not fair that 18 to 35-year-old females don't enjoy the book. If you make a book for 18 to 35 females, and, you know, let's just say you have 3 books. No.
Hold out as long as you can.
No, I need another one. No.
Another life support capsule is...
Oh, crap. I didn't get enough little orbs so I can unlock it, so I pretty much got nothing. But if you... and I'll sorry, Dennis, I'll get to your question here in a second.
Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic.
If Marvel made books like, hey, this is for 18, 35-year-old females, and it doesn't sell, and you make more books for 18 to 35-year-old females, and they don't sell, then you got to be like, look, they might participate in the market, they might like the characters, they don't spend money on the market. I used to get mad that there weren't a lot of black comic book characters, and then I realized, you know what? One of the main reasons why that is that a lot of black people don't spend money on the market. Now, note, I would also say, you know, black people are 10% of the U.S. population, somewhere between 8 and 10% of the U.S. population. Okay, you know, we're not near, like, I think it's like the 45% Caucasians are. Like 45, like somewhere between 45 and 50, 30, somewhere like that. Okay, I think Latinos are coming up. Some folks got scared because they were approaching like 20%. Thanks a lot, Dennis, on the comment. But when I actually, like, I look at it and I'm like, okay, so if black people did all of a sudden start, like, every black person read Black Panther and read everything with Spectrum, you know, in it, you know, Monica Rambeau. They keep changing her like every 3 days. Okay, would it put in a dent for Marvel Comics? And realistically, no. It wouldn't do enough that just appeasing the majority wouldn't already do. Warding Halo, get the heck up out of here. And yeah, there we go. Alright, now I need to go to life support. So anyway, so when I look at that, I can understand why there aren't a ton of black superheroes. I understand why there's a lot of white superheroes. It's business. I get that. It's sort of like what Ronda Rousey said, why she gets paid, you know, less than some other athlete. She doesn't make as much money as an entertainer. And that's what she is. She's a fighter, but she's also an
That was a
entertainer.
close one.
And, you know, with the women's soccer league, it's like, if they made as much money as the men make, and they get as many viewers as the men have, then yeah, they'll make as much money as the men make. It's not someone saying being sexist, it's just like the money's separate. And in business, you know, there's no such thing as corporate welfare in between businesses. And when there is, that usually indicates with one business telling the other business what to do, like in welfare, like in government social programs. Like, and I work in and around government, and I get letters from people on Social Security every day. So there's a lot of Social Security telling people what to do. I see it a lot. But anyway, I couldn't tell someone like, hey, comic books are great right now, and because they're not. They don't reflect the movies. And the movies are based off of stories for almost over 10 years ago. But anyway, let me go to the question. Is there anything in Harley Quinn that I'm interested in? No. And I probably won't be interested until I start seeing Dials. I know they showed the Bombshell stuff, but in my opinion, I think, and I know it was the actual series, but to me it's like, let's advertise grandpa porn. Like grandpa porn and figures with the storyline. So that's sort of like my little background joke of that. But other than that, we just got Joker's Wild, okay, and if you, after looking at that set, you sit back and you're like, wow, man, that set didn't produce anything from that Batman property outside of Ha Joker that was worth a darn. Okay. You know, and so when I look at that, I'm like, you're going to come in the second time around and double dip and tell me that, oh, hey guys, this time we're going to get it right. You know, this time, buddy, we're going to make a good Mr. Freeze, a good Joker. We got shifting focus Harley Quinn. We know that y'all want that. Like, who asked for shifting focus Harley Quinn? Really? Like, I understand shifting focus Superman, because they could have even gone as far to been like, hey man, shifting focus Superman, he turns into Superman Blue. Oh snap, Superman Blue, we haven't seen him since, you know, what, World's Finest. Oh snap, he came back. Or no, Superman Wonder Woman. Like, shifting focus Superman into Superman Blue. Oh, that's great. And he gets electric powers. Oh man, that's great. You know, you can get happy, but there's no reason for you to get happy about Harley Quinn.
Life support activated.
And you could be like, oh, we could get a good Pamela Isley. No, we're not. We're not. Oh, we can get a good whatchamacallit, Birds of Prey.
Additional life
You know,
support has
we can get a
arrived.
good Birds of Prey chick. No. That's probably not happening. You know, we're gonna get another good Black Canary. That's possible. I'll fully say that. That's 100% possible. But everything else, I'm like, are we gonna get Harley with the red Black Lantern thing? I don't know. You know, possibly. You know, without giving us a reason to be excited, you know, I don't think the set is going to be, you know, popping fresh, you know, as the 80 kids say, you know, the 80s kids, you know, so maybe the 90s kids were saying it too, but definitely the 80s kids. Now we play this game of find the shiny yellow things that matter, because I have less than 2 minutes to do so.
Tenno. Prepare for life support.
Prepare for life support, Tenno. Also, find these little golden tears that hurt, that hold your nerd joy. Okay. So it's pointing to some place somewhere that I can't see.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Anyway. WizKid's face painting isn't going to make those look good. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll give it that. Yeah, I'll say this. The 3D models have been awesome. And because the 3D models have been awesome, it's easy to be like, oh my gosh, did you see that Rosie the Riveter like Wonder Woman? Oh my gosh, she was fabulous. Oh, it's up there. You know, when you get in real life, you could say like, oh, this one turned out well, this one turned out looking like your grandpa. You know, it's easy for that to happen. And I'm about to probably die. Woohoo, I survived. Mad skills right there, people. Mad skills. Oh, they killed my dog. You killed my dog.
Get ready
So
for a
in
capsule.
40 seconds, I gotta find 3 more of these little golden tears. Where else?
Critical life support
Yeah,
levels.
I need one more.
Extraction is your best option.
It's critical life support levels, but I have like less than 30
Extraction
seconds.
is ready. Additional
Oh,
life
I'm not
support
gonna get
has
anything
arrived.
again.
You are running out of time. Consider
Oh, I got it. I
extraction.
got it. I got it. I got it. 9 seconds
Life
left.
support has been
9
replenished.
seconds left. He gets it.
The relic has been cracked open.
Oh,
Finish your mission to find out
yes.
what's inside.
Sliding to
longer
the
you
next
fight,
life support
the more
thing.
successful we will be.
Sliding. Okay, yeah, Saren Prime already got on this. Yeah, keep throwing topics in there. Because I'll just be chilling here, making comments and whatnot. I'll go for that. Let's see. I don't think I got a Vaneka Prime. Alright, here we go.
Life support
Look,
activated.
never mind. My sword is 30. So this is going to be the last one. Then I'm going to leave
The reactant is working
take
on your relic.
upgrade my sword.
Find more.
Oh no! Don't kill me. Now, what I am partially excited about, and I do mean partially, is I think WizKids, not in Harley Quinn, but I think in X-Men, maybe.
Life support incoming.
Okay, I drop it. Healing. Ooh, that was pro. That was pro right there. I dropped. Nope. Then I died. Like, oh, that's pro, and you died. But I'm looking forward to X-Men. I'm hoping in X-Men they have enough time to be like, we know how these darn rules work.
Another life support
So
capsule
these are
is now
going to
available.
be, this is the set that displays how the rules work with figures the most efficiently, and now you're going to get really well-defined figures. That's what I'm hoping.
The enemies are dropping reactants.
They're dropping reactant. I mean, yeah. Okay, can you have multiple objects in the Team of Night Dragon fan? And yes. Okay, here's the thing. You can have multiple special objects. You can have multiple of the same special object as long as it's not unique. And it doesn't indicate that it's unique or some weird thing like that. Okay. Okay, so... Hold on. But I would say, like, again, like tempo. Like, be mindful of the tempo. Alright. Because I'm coming to believe now that objects are more for secondary attackers than primary. That's my opinion right now. After
support on the way.
After a couple of games. I'm not saying that that's going to be the reality. No, don't die. Run. Run. Drop healing magical disc again. I like characters that are a lot more tanky. I don't like the little Nancy boy, Neza. He is so soft. And his little warding halo and his little chakram, they suck. And I know I might not just play him well, and I'll fully admit that. Because right now I'm getting carried by my guns. Like, I'm not going to play. Yes. Alright, heading towards the exit.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
And I'm about to get out of here. What was I say? Okay, let me go back. Can you have multiple objects? Yes. Your team like Dragon Fang and Blood Axe. I know you mentioned on the actions to equip slow tempo down, but I'm sure. Yes. Okay, so for example, no, don't slide in there. Ooh, okay. All right, I was about to screw myself. You can have, let's just say you're lucky enough to get 2 blood Dragon Fangs. Or better yet, it's easier to get 2 blood axes. All right, so you got 2 blood axes. You can have them both on your team. Okay, you can have 3 objects. Okay, so you got them and you got the weapons drop. Hooray! You're object rich. Okay, but while you're object rich, you're action full. Okay. So you can say like, oh, but Dark Locals have leadership. Yep. And all those characters and token, and, you know, all those characters are way down. You know, no, get up. Don't die. Don't die now. Yeah, see, I don't like this character because he can't have like a last stand. Okay. All right. Alright, I need to just stand here. Yep, there we go. Whoo! I've opened 5. Doesn't matter. Because I'm about to exit. So, like, let's just say your first turn. You come in and you're like, yo, man, I'm going to TK the object back. And blank. And now I got, you know, Super Duper Man picking up my blood axe. Okay, great. That's 2 actions. Do you have a leadership on your team? Do you have 2 TKs on your team? Okay, let's just say you have 2 TKs and you have your 3 objects. And you're like, all right, so I got character TK number 2. It's going to TK the object back. Second object back to character number 2. Okay, now, you know, the great detective of Zuranar picks up, you know, the goggles of infinitum or whatever. Okay, so now you've tagged, you know, let's just say 4/5 of your team. Your opponent comes riding in on a death horse and they're at the gates. Okay, so now you can push your whole team. And if you fail to get a major momentum move from those objects, you are screwed. Because your opponent will have 2 turns to wreck you. Because, again, you're going to go in, try to make that attack or whatever. Then they're going to attack and do what they do. Then you're going to have to clear, and then they're going to attack again. And if they can finish you off, you are done. And or better yet, if they're able to finish off any figure, you're done. I've been playing Warframe for
Ordis
now.
has been counting stars, operator.
Wow.
All accounted for.
But yeah, that's why right now I'm not necessarily saying I'm not a complete fan of the objects. What I'm coming to form my insight on is objects may not be for primary attackers. And it's hard saying that when you start looking at people talking about Mjolnir with Jakeen, or you start looking like even with me promoting like Hulk with the Enchanted Crowbar. Like there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do, but when you really break it down, there's a lot of liability. And if both teams are playing objects, then yeah, like it doesn't matter from a tempo perspective, unless you're just like, screw it, forget my objects, I'm going out to steal my opponent's objects, which you can legitimately do. You know, definitely if you have a TK range that's far enough, you're not bound by 6 range TK to yank objects. You could just yank objects. If you have like a 10 range TK, just yank objects from 10 squares away. You're fully capable of doing that. Okay. Why did I put prime continuity on this Joker? Sorry, there's little decisions that you make when building a character. You're just like, oh my gosh, why did I do that and not this other thing? Give me a second here. I gotta underp myself. Okay, so put that there. And I need, that's my health. I need I can't fit that. I'll just have to accept that I have high armor and go. Okay, let's see. Plate Mistress Death with Mjolnir combo this week. Slow and not without drawbacks. But I had a Punisher rocket deal 8 damage. Oh gosh, you had a rocket launcher Punisher deal 8 damage. That's ridiculous, man. That's a story. It's like, hey bro, I had a rocket launcher Punisher. He dealt 8 damage. Anyway, let's see here. I've got the Kubro eggs. Oh, my dog! I forgot. I need to upgrade my dog. Gotta upgrade the dog. Gotta upgrade the dog. Okay. Little side story about the dogs. Like I started when I started Warframe, I wanted specifically this type of dog. You have a random chance of getting 1 in 4, and this is the one that did the loot, does all the loot tricks, and so I was like super happy when I got him when I first started the game, and then when I had him for a long time. Until I started getting into the little floating robots that you get, and it's not carriers, one of them, the Sentinels. Like I got into the Sentinels because the carrier would just vacuum up everything. It wouldn't unlock anything, but it would vacuum up all the little stuff. And then when the cats came out, the cats were OP. Like they were stupid level OP that I just had to get the cat. But now I've just taken a break from the cats because I've like literally rocked the cats for like 3 months, like straight, not even thinking about it. All right, do I want Pack Leader back on? Actually, no. I want Link Armor. Link Armor is gonna make him stronger than he was before. Now I'm going to try to pimp out my dog. So I call it Blue Blood because it's blue. But this is probably one of the most foghorn, leghorn looking dogs you can ever get. Like that nose doesn't even look right. But okay, so let's talk real briefly about that Mistress Death with Molnir. Now, there's some things with it that I was like, oh gosh, with the new rules, that's more stupid than it was before. Because when you hit, once you hit with Mistress Death, I don't think it's like it's not hit and actions resolve. It's like once you hit, you put that death token on it. So automatically you're able to double Mistress Death's damage from 2 to 4. Like right there. Like your first hit, you're coming out doing 4. You know, yeah, you can impervious and everything else, and that's completely fine. But it's like the moment you hit, you're going from 2 damage to 4. Then the next thing is she doesn't have charge, and she can't have an entity or anything else. So now you're asking yourself another question. How am I going to supplement Mistress Death? And I'm going to tell you the truth. It's going to be a teleporter. And I know some of you are like, what? A teleporter? Yep, a teleporter. Now, it might seem frustrating for me to say that, but the teleporter, you have the chance of like putting a Hawkman ID card on there. You have a chance of using Green Arrow ID, so you could potentially have +2 attack from range. You have the ability to put several other stuff on there, like I think it's a Wonder Woman ID card gives you charge. So now Mistress Death has access to charge. If you're playing Golden Age, you really want to play a Hulk ID card with Hulk, Wonder Woman, Hawkman. Those 3 cards are mandatory if you're playing Golden Age, because now you're pumping up her attack, or you're pumping up her attack because they do give the plus attack, and you're getting charge. So those in particular are like mandatory. Then you can put in Aquaman ID card and Namor ID card. Those will give you Transporter, which would still allow you to do a melee attack. So, yeah, definitely, like, I think Mistress Death is like Mangog. If you joke around with it, with the Molnir, you can do fine. If you spend, like, some time just looking to be annoying, like you want to make your opponents hate life, like I'm not kidding when I say that. Like there's things that you could do just make your opponent hate life. Then yeah, go and start looking at a teleporter or yeah, the round table. And if you have the ID cards, yeah, you'll piss them off. You'll piss off your opponent because you're at that stage. You're saying like, but Dark Logos, I'm paying 35 points for potentially a charge or a move and attack or blank or blank, and then I would come back and say you would pay 25 points for an entity. What's 10 more points? What at that stage? What is 10 more points? You know, yes, Mistress Death is half your team. Cool. All you need is a TK, a prob, and then spam the rest of your force. I'm not kidding when I'm saying this. With 8 flashes and Moon Knight, Serpent Moon Knights, and Serpent Punisher, and maybe a Colossal Retaliator. That's it. You just spam those little pog bastards. Okay? You know, that's all you have to do. And I know someone will say, like, Dark Logos, that seems a little lame. Like, no. Like, take a solid moment to think about it. Mistress Death has Molnir. You would want tons of other melee pieces that can deal with stealth. You could try to invest in like little point guys that could, you know, huddle over there or whatever, but you really don't want to. You just want to have a freaking TK. So you can have your Jean Grey or your Mercury. I would prefer Jean Grey in this situation because you're going to flood with Pogs. One of the few times that I will say that. You could have a prob like Domino, and then you run a Colossal Retaliator. You can run a Colossal Retaliator for your Perplex, like Sinestro. Or you could just say, screw it, I don't want to Perplex. I mean, that's up to you too. And just run a bunch of little Pogs. And I know, again, it seems frustrating, but think about it. For 45 points, you have 3 attackers. For 45 points, you have 3 attackers. So there you go. you know, and they'll be like, well, Dark Logo still, all they're going to do is kill my Pogs. So they killed your Pogs. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I do think that Mistress Death, because of Mjolnir, is a thing. And I know I made a video probably like a month and a half ago talking about like before states and stuff, and about how I thought Mistress Death wasn't meta right now. And I was right. Mistress Death at that point in time wasn't meta. Now Mistress Death now is. You know. So okay, so I'm gonna go public. And I'm going to go to that little farm mission one more time, because I can't do any of like the good missions. Well, I could do some good missions. Actually, you know what? Let me go do an assassination. I'll do an assassination. Oh, no, that's for it. I don't want to do that. Oh, wait. Regular mission, assassination corpus. Here we go. Yeah, I don't want to do Forward. Forward is not fun to watch. Because I have a gun. Like I told you, my guns are legendary. And Jupiter is like a slightly after beginner planet. And I have this thing that calls itself a bow, but it's not a bow. It's called the lens. So it shoots energy out, like cold energy out in a blast, and then collapses in on itself and procs whatever little status effect I have built in. So I have a huge status damage on that weapon, so I can like two-shot him. It's not even interesting at that stage. Ooh, shoot.
You have loyalty issues, Tenno.
Alan
My
V.
Sanuka Protem. We'll fix that for you.
Yeah. Alright, so
The bypass is
all right, here we go. Do you like two founder Avengers from What If, Iron Man, and Thor, who move for free?
You're welcome to place a bid for my newest
Which number are those ones? Because are they from What If?
You've been seen.
What If Iron Man? Okay, founder ones. Are you? I'm lost. I'm lost slightly because I don't know which ones those are. Because if it's the fast forces from
enterprise. Excellent. Please report to
What
my
If
lab
Iron
for
Man?
reconstruction.
What if Iron Man? What does he do? Because he said he moves for free, but there's a bunch of like Iron Man-ish type characters in there. Are you talking about like the standard ones that you get?
Walkers incoming. You've located the VIP. Time to go to
All
work.
right. Boarding Halo.
Tenno, be careful. You must make sure not to damage all those parts of yours. Such valuable merchandise.
Okay. Oh, they killed him. I should have just did this solo. Yeah, they killed them before I could get in there.
Successfully hacked. The location is returning to normal security
I might have to do
levels.
this solo for y'all to see it. My sword of wielding. The thing I do like about the stealth figures, not stealth figures, the stealth warframes in this game is you can do really great assassination animations with them. Ew. Now, here's what I'll say is if those figures can move for free in this current environment, they have an added advantage. Mainly because if they can fly as a taxi, they're way better taxis, either for move economy or just from pure fact of mobility. Now, the question is how are you going to integrate those characters into a viable 300 point build? Now, if you can't integrate it at 300 points, at what point value are you integrating those characters? You know, are you integrating them at 400, 500, you know, higher than 500? If you're integrating them at higher than 500, you have the anything is good over 500 type syndrome as long as the player's good enough. It says give this character a move action. If it's a move, this character doesn't get an action token. Oh, then yeah. Then they become really good taxis. But here's the problem, though. They don't get an action token, but it still will count for your action total. So it's not as good as we would want it to be. Come on, you idiots. Get into the extract zone. There we go.
Target down. Assassination contract complete. Great work, Tenno.
Warframe, where everybody else does all the work and you just sit back and collect. Okay, I'm going to take a brief 5-minute break. I've been here for like 2 hours. So I'm going to take a brief 5-minute break. I'm going to be right back after it. Yep, right back.
Everything in orders, operator? Is that a pun? I will attempt to bypass this fault.
Okay, I am back. Back once again. Okay. All right. Lost some people. Lost half my viewership as I went to break. You go for 4 to 2. Again, I'm not like a popular live streamer person either. It'd be different if like the show was just live stream. So, I'm up to 3. What's up, Jake? There we go. The Destiny crack. How's it going? Oh man, I get this kombucha from Target. It's not the best stuff. It's not bad. It's more fruity than anything else. I had to watch it because like previously I would like drink a ton of it, and it would cause me to have like acid reflux and stuff. Oh, okay. He's driving. Jake is driving right now. All right. So anyway, going back, put in your questions for the live stream, whatever you want me to talk about while I play Warframe, and we'll get into it. And you get to see my vast array of weapons. Okay, so
Excellent
level cap
comments,
for
operator.
everything in
Please
Warframe is
return
30, so
covered
I'm
in
trying to just
blood.
get this sword to 30.
Safe and sound.
So, let me go to Earth, because Earth usually just has fun stuff. It's like a beginning level. Alright, this one is an exterminate, mobile defense. Now, undead is interesting, because I had to take a second look at undead. There's like death and something else, like Grim Reaper. One's like 60, the other's 80. You play those. I think those have 300 point viability, because if you're like, hey man, after I deal damage, deal 1 more unavoidable damage, and if that didn't kill you, just heal 1. I think that's huge. And even more so, like a character like Deadpool. Oh gosh, you don't want to hit Deadpool, because Deadpool just won't die. Oh, X-Men, I want to see. He's trying to set me up for Bishop. Yeah, we were talking about that at work. X-Men, I know this is going to be like a rehash, but it's just pretty much going to be 90s X-Men are going to be primarily mostly what I want, either from the show or for the comics. Now, from the comics, we have never got a Celisa Rise, so it would be great to get her. I would also love to get Maggot. Like Maggot would be great. Get Skin from Generation X, because we already got an M. Get Sync. He would be great too. I don't know who Stacy C is. Oh, Stacy X. From what was it? It was Stacy X was from like the mutant brothel, and somehow it was called something X. Like Charles Xavier had something to do with it. But anyway, But yeah, it's hilarious. That whole era of X-Men. There was also I don't think we're going to get it. There was Mutant X when Havoc did something and he got blasted into another dimension, and it had like Vampire, Storm, a weird Iceman. Madeline Pryor didn't go through Inferno, but she was starting to manifest like the Black Queen powers or whatever the hell it was. So there was some cool things that you could have done with that story arc.
On navigation, Tenno.
So I would love to see those. Of course, we're getting Bishop, so I'm like, whoo-hoo, Bishop. Bishop was my hero since I was, well, let me take it back. Bishop was the character I always sort of pretended to be on the playground when other kids were pretending to play superheroes. We would pretend to be X-Men, I pretend to be Bishop. And so they would be like, energy blast, I don't care, I'm Bishop. I absorb all your energy and I shoot it back at you because I'm Bishop. But, oh no, 30, no, stop that. I can't do that, not on this Warframe. Nope, stop. Oh, crap, I'm in this mission. Oh, gosh. Alright, you're going to watch me die, people. For people that are actually watching. Not Jake. Jake's driving. But, people that are watching, you're going to watch me die. Repeatedly. So, be prepared for that. I think I want another chair, Professor X.
I need access to a terminal.
Oh,
Find one and patch me in. That was a juggernaut. They're lured out by the death of infested. Lay low and it should go away. Or
I would not. I would want another take on Old Man Logan. Yeah, I can see how people would want that one that's more accessible.
The juggernaut has moved on. It's safe to proceed.
I personally think they're going to do another Old Man Logan because he's around in the comics.
I'm in, Tenno.
That's the only reason why.
This will take a moment.
If it wasn't for him being in around the comic books right now, I think we wouldn't see an Old Man Logan. But with this whole like Marvel Generations crap that they got, I bet we're probably going to see like Iron Man and the Hulk in this set. I'm just saying is the promotional material usually is pretty tight. Ooh.
Still working on it.
Okay.
Continue to defend.
Nope, did he summon those? Or are those... Oh, let's see. We have Necros. We do have a Necros. Okay, Necros has the ability for stuff that you killed. You can bring back the ghost of them to fight for you. So, all of a sudden, like, these bluish guys came out of nowhere. That's the Necros ghost. So, I was not in danger like I thought it was going to be. But we already know we're going to get a majority of, like, the staple characters. And I'm going to say this, I do think that we're not going to get a Havoc. I think we're not going to get a Polaris. I don't think we're going to get some of the classic X-Factor characters, mainly because we got them in prize support. So that's just a guess. It's not a guarantee. Now, what I have a question in the back of my mind is how, I lost my buffs. How good is the Hellfire Club going to be? And are we going to get, like, the Hellfire Club with the Hellions? Which Hellions are we getting? Because there have been multiple iterations of the Hellions.
This will take a moment.
Like, is this going to be something that we really want? And also, are we going to get, like, Space X-Men? You know, are we going to get more Shi'ar stuff? Are we going to get more Xavier School? I mean, not Xavier, Jean Grey School or Xavier School. That's a legit question. Which of the two are we dealing with here? So, I'm looking at this whole X-Men set
Still working
as
on it. Continue to defend.
not necessarily something that's like woohoo X-Men. You know, before when we didn't get an X-Men set for a long time, it was like, oh my gosh, X-Men. Oh, X-Men. Oh, Marvel. Thank you. Let us rub your feet, Marvel, for those wonderful X-Men. Oh gosh, I can be complete in life. You know, that's how we felt. Like, it was like, oh man, I thought I was going to die before I saw the day that we're going to get another X-Men set. You know, that's how a lot of us felt. Now it's like, okay, we're getting an X-Men set.
Move on.
And more so, WizKids being, I wouldn't say stingy with the X-Men, but making sure that most of the X-Men characters don't appear outside of the X-Men set creates that, I would say, that artificial demand to buy. But that's how they're managing it. Okay. Keep running through this door, enemies, so I can shoot you. Alright,
Here is a terminal.
now, I will also say, while I shoot randomly,
I'm in.
that I would love to see more than the X-Men set of Fantastic Four set. But in particular, Future Foundation. I would love some Future Foundation characters. Because that book, and sort of like explain, I was playing at another venue at the time, primarily, and it was a comic book store, so I would read comic books while playing sometimes. And Future Foundation was the book that I would always try to read if I saw it. And it was creative, it was different. I felt that it tied in the Fantastic Four storyline good enough. Having the Council of Reeds was a great thing. It was probably one of the best books that I had read that in a long time. That was a Marvel book. And I know some people might say, blasphemy, heathens. How can this book be one of the best books of all time? The series was so good. You know, I actually thought about if I ever won, the World Championship, I would make a Franklin Richards, adult Franklin Richards figure. Like, I just love that whole thing so much. Like, your future self meeting your younger self, and you have freaking godlike cosmic powers, and you and your best friend go on adventures in a little pocket universe that you made. Like, it's campy, but it ties into, like, one of the biggest problems with Marvel right now is Marvel isn't for kids. Marvel is super politicized. And they don't want curvy women because, oh my gosh, male gaze. Oh my gosh, people sexualize the women there. You know, but if you're a lesbian and you like how it looks, that's fine. But if you're a guy, God forbid that you like how Miss Marvel looks, because she's like, her last few drawings, she looks more and more like a guy. Like, she doesn't have any curves. This is the same Miss Marvel that used to fight in literally a one-piece bathing suit. But Future Foundation is one of those stories where you have kids helping solve the problem, and it was just interesting. It was interesting. It was dynamic. You had various different, superheroes sort of coming in, and sort of, I wouldn't say showing their take, but they were there to help the kids. They weren't there to, like, just overshadow everything. And the kids were part of the problems, like figuring out how to deal with the Council of Reeds, So I liked it. But that's one book that, I mean, I think like right there, you have at least half of the heroclix set is Future Foundation. And I know we got prize support, we got Future Foundation.
Mission complete.
I know we got
Excellent
that.
work, Tenno.
But that thing sucks. No, okay, we got let me take that back. We got Future Foundation Spider-Man, Future Foundation Reed, Future Foundation Doom. And I think we got Future Foundation Invisible Woman. I can't recall. But I know, no. We got Future Foundation Spider-Man Thing, because Spider-Man was taking the place of Johnny Storm. Future Foundation, Spider-Man Thing, Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, and Doom. We got all those. I thought we got a white costume Doom. I was pretty sure Galactic Guardians, we got 2 Dooms. But if not, that's fine. I think I lost Jake. Or I lost Devin. One of the 2. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they I think they came out in Galactic Guardians. Nope, I got Devin, so I lost Jake. So we only got what? Thing, Reed, and Spider-Man. No, because I thought they did it in prize support.
Operator, did you hear that? It said... Cosmic background radiation is a riot!
We got Doombot, regular Doom. Ah, okay, that's why. But I remember specifically we got that Spider-Man with that white outfit for prize support. It's the prize support is where they came in at. Lesson is a hard lesson in life to accept, but it's hard to mess up a mango drink. It's like if you mess up a mango drink, you tried hard. Just having this kombucha is like, yeah, like this is good stuff. All right. Now, that's why I figured. All right, so let's level this up. All right, let's see here. All right, first off, double your capacity. Boom. Next, let's find... Oh, I can't put that in there yet. Let's find a stance for you. Shimmering Blight or... Not... I don't really like Shimmering Blight. I like Bleeding Widow, but yeah, whatever. Okay, got that in there. Was that a D polarity? Let's see. Status chance is low, so I don't need to focus on that. So... Ugh. Slash and impact. Okay. There's nothing really good right here. They all look cool and add up to 300. Their dials were meh. Yeah. I like the Mr. Fantastic from Future Foundation. He's great. Blocking taunts. Ugh. There's nothing good here for me to pick. Yeah, alright, so I'm going to go over to V Polarity. Okay, of course V Polarity has everything that I want. put in Prime Flurry. Buzzkill. I'm gonna put my little healing thing in there because I need to not die. And impact. All right, let's do this. Yeah, we need a Franklin Richards, and that's the one thing. I don't want the one from Days of Futures Past sucked balls. It really did. And the main reason it sucked was it's this powered down Franklin Richards, and it's also the Franklin Richards from that storyline. And I think that's before they established that he had like these cosmic power stuff. And yeah, so there's that. And I also think they made it so like he married Kitty Pryde, so like real talk, they would have been around the same age or close enough. I don't know. I thought that's what was going on. I didn't get to read the Days of Futures Past stuff completely. All right. Neza, why won't you level up? Level up. Okay. Let's see. Defense, exterminate. Alright, let me do this exterminate. Now, no, I need to go back and do an assassination. But I need to put it on solo so I can actually like go kill by myself. Dun, dun, dun. Also, if anybody wants to know, like I do play Injustice 2. I just don't play Injustice 2 a lot. Like technically today I shouldn't even be playing. I should be building teams for October and playtesting.
Void fishers.
But I was just like, meh.
But are you confident you can
I've been doing
withstand their
errands
fury?
all day. I want to play video games.
You're near a fissure. The enemies are dropping reactant.
Okay.
You are going to need more reactant if you want to open that relic.
Oh, now okay. DBZ fighter looks so good. It looks so good. It looks like you're watching classic DBZ. And that's what makes me so happy for it. But like I play Warframe, which eats a lot of my time. I play Tekken for nostalgia, but I don't play Tekken as much as Injustice. Like I'll be honest, if I did not have Injustice and Warframe, and this was college me, I would be playing the hell out of Tekken. The newest Tekken. Like, it's just honest truth. I'm a Tekken fanboy. I'm such a Tekken fanboy.
Well done. Now get to extraction.
Now, I will also admit too, if I play it, everybody's probably gonna kick my butt. Like I'm not well versed in the potential mechanics of that. But yeah, DBZ, man. I know, like, there's people that have issues with Super, and some folks think Super's animation quality is inconsistent. And I can get that. I can understand why they would say that. I just personally can't. I can look at Super, but I can't like sit down and watch an episode of Super, if that makes sense. Like, oh wow, you know, we got Goku Rose. All right, cool. Goku Rose, he's here. Yay. You know, that's awesome. Goku Rose. But other than that, like, there's nothing from the story plot that has made me feel like, dude, you're missing out. You need to go watch Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is super. You know, there's absolutely nothing. You know. Now, this is the one thing I do like about Warframe, is that the weapon play and the combos with the weapons are far better than a lot of other games, and it's very diverse for just sort of one button push. I enjoy it. Now, what I'm not going to front, I am really looking forward to is Evo and with DBZ with the full roster. I'm straight looking forward to that. I think that's going to be magnificent. Okay, Kavas Prime. Bam, Pierce Prime, bam, Forma. I need the Forma. I have like most of the Warframes in this, so there's some that I don't have, but I have a good chunk of them. I already have like a Valkyrie Prime. I worked so hard to try to get that thing. Leave. Alright, here we go. Like, behold the magic of crafting. It's a button. This is the future. No one has this thing called artisanship. Alright, let me load up some Pokemon. There are Pokemon in this game. They're just not called Pokemon. So like I can make these different types of guys and throw them out during a match. Well, not a match, during a mission. So let me pop out. I don't want to waste a Cosmic Spectre. I'll get a Force Spectre. Okay, so I got Force Spectre. Ciphers.
Foundry items ready to claim.
Yes. Alright, there we go.
Operator, my foundry system has completed a build.
Oh, yeah. Let's found something. Finish building that thing, I asked you. Alright. Let me set to solo. Go back over here.
Orders has been counting stars, Operator. All accounted for.
And then I'll go to regular assassination. So the other thing is, like, in this game, you can. The bosses will talk smack to you before you get to the mission. But it doesn't show that because the boss I want to do has a roaming boss on the planet called Forward, and you beat Forward to get certain things.
V's abomination. There will be no stopping the Corpus if Zanuka is mass-produced. You are here to make sure that doesn't happen. We need to find the VIP and take them down. Do not let the target escape.
Oh, if it's your friends you're looking for, you're
Watch
welcome
this.
to place a bid for
Bam, there we
his
go.
Zanuka
Stuff killed me.
prototype.
Now, see, my issue with Pokemon is the Pokemon show never kept up with the games, and they were always like 4 to 5 months behind the games, and that's the part that pissed me off. Other than that, I love Pokemon. I watched Pokemon from high school through college. It was probably
The
like
bypass is done. Go.
I love Pokemon so much. I would go and watch like the Japanese Pokemon episodes before they came to the United States. Now, I will say this: you bring Misty and Brock back.
You have loyal
I really hate to say it.
My Zanuka project
They need
will
to get a
fix that
freaking new
for you.
Pokemon Master. Like Yu-Gi-Oh did it, Pokemon can do it. It doesn't have to be Ash, because by now Ash is a 30-year-old man. You know, I mean, realistically. I also hate to say it, like the whole coma theory stuff. I don't want to feed into that because I don't like it. It makes it really dark.
You're on the sensors now. You've
But
been detected.
man, there's nothing wrong with changing protagonists, you know, and you can emulate the what was it, Ash, and what was the other dude's name?
They've brought in reinforcements.
Oh crap, I forgot the rival's name. Gary. You can constantly, like, the Gary Ash rivalry is not something that's unique to them. That's something that you can easily, you know, duplicate multiple times. Like, there's no problem, you know, covering the Pokemon beauty contest or Pokemon exercise or Pokemon, you know, decoration or wherever the hell, like, different side bazillion mechanic they're working on this time to, you know, get you interested and keep playing.
Oh,
You know.
have you come to make a donation?
I mean,
to
I know
my
for
newest
myself,
enterprise?
I forgot which one it was.
Please report to my lab. Instruction.
I played the beauty contest or whatever, like, so many times. I forgot which Pokemon that one was. But I played it just to get those badges, to prove, like, oh yeah, I did everything in Pokemon. Yeah, like, change the protagonist. Yeah, you could change the protagonist with Pokemon. I don't think you lose money. I think you more along the lines, you lose viewership if you can't grow your characters. And I think what would end up happening is the Pokemon Company at some point in time would feel that if they grew Ash up or changed protagonists, that they would suffer like the Digimon curse or something. Yeah. Because I believe it or not, like in college, I used to be like hardcore
Be careful, Tenno.
Pokemon
Senuka
player.
has all the power of a Warframe with a full complement of
Hardcore
mods. It's as if you were
Pokemon
fighting one of your
player.
own today.
Come on, turn around the corner. Alright, there we go. Go stealth mode, go dark, go dark. Everybody turn them alarms off.
Alarms successfully hacked. The location is returning to normal security levels.
Alright, sweet. I need everything to go to like lower security so I can start stealth killing again. I just turned the alarm off. I just turned the alarm off. Oh. There we go.
Alarms have been reset.
Maps right now, sadly, it's still WizKid's office. Like, there's nothing that's displaced WizKid's office. Come on. Come on. I can't shoot. Once we find something that takes out WizKid's office, then we'll change the meta. But until we see something that can make me say like, I don't need WizKid's office. I don't need, you know, an open space map. I need this map. And that's the problem. Like, if you look at the new maps, you could say, like, what is it, Wonder Woman's Barn or whatever the heck it is great, but it's an outdoor map. And it's easy for you to say, like, hey, guy, we fly, and I have high movement, and I just fly over all of this, and now you have to walk. It's like, it's real easy to do that. Okay. So, like...
Oh, I've been looking all over for you, Tenno. Come, let me show you my new venture. I think you'd be a perfect fit.
Oh, stealth kill. Stealth kill.
Now, let me show you the future. Zanuka, kill! Zanuka is your future, your destiny. You are obsolete. Make way for the next generation.
It's funny, I think he
Target
says
spotted.
destiny
Stay
like
sharp.
on purpose.
This one is a handful.
Zanuka! You do nothing.
Yeah. Funny thing is, you don't even go after Zanuka. You could try. It's an utter waste. You just kill Alan V.
Taking down the VIP. Now get to extraction.
And it's like, you get strong enough guns, it's a joke. Like, killing Alan V is a joke. But on a side note, come to think about the maps, there is the castle map, like King Arthur's court or King Arthur's castle or something, whatever it is. I think that one has some potential because of specific situations. Like, I could see people navigating to that map if you're looking at like limiting overdrive, or you're trying to create like these line of fire sniper zones. I think you're looking at some
Corpus
cool
walkers
stuff.
are heading to your
But
location.
other than that, I really think that it's still the same old maps. And WizKids needs to not, and invent maps that they immediately ban from competitive play, like they did for Deadpool set. So functionally, they took like that the speakeasy. Rock had to ban that map, and once Rock banned that map, then they realized they jacked up. Like real talk, because like go and look at the speakeasy and ask yourself what the game would be like right now if the speakeasy existed. Like number one, theme teams would be out like just everywhere. Like you could not run a non-theme team. So while generic theme teams would like rule the day, JSA, mystical, scientist, martial artist would be everywhere. Maybe even Avengers. You might see some Avengers. You wouldn't see a bunch of Avengers. You wouldn't see any Defenders because, of course, they wouldn't give us freaking Silver Surfer in Avengers Defenders War because, forget the fact that he was a Defender. He's tied with that Fantastic Four license. That dirty, dirty Fantastic Four license. It's its fault that it got sold to freaking Sony. Anyway, I'm a little bitter on that. I like Silver Surfer. He's one of the classic characters that I just loved. He resembled a lot of like my adolescence, like going alone, sort of traveling around, don't really fit anywhere.
Bypass complete. You may proceed.
Just boom. But you're cool. Well, I wasn't cool, but still. And I definitely wasn't made of metal either, so. Oh, where's my door? Okay, here we go. You would notice, like, I am that leader guy that holds up the mission. It's like, I gotta get everything, buddy. Plus, the dog keeps getting more things for me. So, it just turns into this cycle. Now, I also have a different dog. I should have named it Bear Dog. It has, like, a submission ability in which he grows like quadruple his size, and he'll bite down on an enemy. And if he gets behind the enemy, it looks really weird. But yeah,
Let's get out of here.
It's ridiculous. Well, I've hit 2 hours, so I've done 3 hours of streaming, so I think I'm gonna call it. Thank you to everybody that showed up on the stream. I know it's just random. It'll probably be random some more. I don't think I can do like the permanent streaming thing, but definitely shouts to everybody, and I will check out and put out.